Hi, this is part 2 for solving quadratics using the quadratic formula when the equation needs to be rearranged first or put into the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 before you can use the quadratic formula. So you can see from these equations, they're not in the form that we need them to be for the quadratic formula. We want them to follow the format ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So we need to change that format. So in question 6a, 8x plus 8 equals negative 3x squared. Now, normally, if I was factorizing, I would try to make my x squared positive and get rid of this on the right hand side, and it would end up being added on the left hand side, and that's fine. Or you can get rid of the 8x plus 8 and make the left hand side 0 and shift everything over. Especially for quadratic formula, it is totally okay for the a value to be minus 3 because you're just simply substituting. But it is a lot easier if you're factorizing to have it as a positive rather than a negative. Now I'm going to get rid of the right hand side because I just needed to get rid of one term. Remember the first rule to quadratics, we want to make it equal to 0. And to go from negative 3x squared, I'll add 3x squared. And that will make this become 0. But don't forget, if you do it on the right hand side, you need to do it to the left hand side. And that means this equation now becomes 3x squared plus 8x plus 8. And from that, now that it's in the correct format, we can see a equals 3, b equals 8, and c equals 8. And then you can go ahead and use the quadratic formula from there. And you can see how I've done that in the previous videos on the quadratic formula. Now, if we have brackets maybe involved, like in b and c, so I'm going to do b here. Again, the general format of a quadratic equation doesn't include any brackets, so that's an indication for you to get rid of those brackets first. So I'm going to expand my brackets. 2 times x squared, 2x squared, 2 times negative 1, negative 2 equals x. So remember, first rule of quadratics, you need to make it equal to 0. And I'm going to make my right hand side equal to 0 by subtracting x. And then I'm going to do the same to the left hand side. So now my quadratic equation looks like 2x squared minus x minus 2. Try and keep the format of your quadratic equation matching the general equation of a quadratic. So try and put x squared first, then your x term, and then your constant next. So that's why I've arranged it in that particular way. And then you've got your a equals 2, your b equals not just a negative. Remember, this isn't just negative x, it's secretly negative 1x. So that's our b value. And then c equals minus 2. And then you would use the quadratic formula from there. So first thing, if you see any brackets, expand those brackets. So in this question here, you would want to expand this right hand side and then try and aim to make one of those sides equal to 0 by subtracting or adding those terms to make them equal to 0. Okay, thanks very much.